Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Brick Buzz. Today we're going to answer all the questions that we've got from you and our clients. So, Mr. Asim, are you ready?
All the questions?
Yes.
I am ready.
Okay, let's do this.
Fire away.
First question. Are all real estate commission negotiable?
What? No way. I do not negotiate with my commission. What about you?
It's pretty simple for me, Angela. I bring a certain amount of expertise and experience when we talk about real estate, and I am sure and very confident that my clients value and appreciate that. And if they want my 100% on point, on the ball input into any transaction, then I think the real estate commissions should not even be discussed and deliberated. And it's a given that what value I'm bringing to the table is adequately compensated.
Yes.
Second question. What is freehold and leasehold areas?
I think Mr. Asim would be the best to explain that.
Angela, with your experience, you can easily, but I'll take a shot at it. So there are three areas in Dubai. The first is called a non-freehold area, which is only designed to be purchased by GCC nationals. The second area is called a leasehold area, where you get initially at the time of construction, the lease is for 99 years.
Yes.
During subsequent sale and purchase of that property, it is taken from that 99 years and the rest of the things are taken from there. And you subsequently get a degradation of that time frame. The third is a freehold area, which is the most common area in Dubai. All the expats that are in Dubai are actually inclined and are interested, and they can purchase property within that area of freehold. And that property will remain yours till the duration until unless you sell it. So there is no time barred. It's not time barred like the leasehold area, but it is available till the time you keep that property in your possession. Hope that clarifies the point.
Yes, of course.
Your third question. If you're not a resident, how do you pay for your property that you want back in Dubai?
So you can purchase the property if you're not in Dubai. The way and means, there are different ways that you can do that. First, if you're purchasing from a developer, you have a link from the developer that you can pay on. If it's a secondary property, you cannot come here to Dubai. You can assign a POA who can go on your behalf. Mr. Asim, would you like to add something there?
Yeah, let's divide the purchase of a property into segments. The first segment is an off-plan segment. So when you select a property to be purchased in an off-plan, the first thing you need to do is to give the booking amount. 99% of the developers, they have links. You can follow that link. You can make that purchase and you can make that payment online. After that, you have to give the subsequent 10% or 14% or 20%. 4% goes to the Dubai Land Department. There are links for that. The developer can share the links. If you have a qualified real estate agent, they would guide you how to go about it. You can sell, you can, you can pay that amount through that link. So the 4% that has to go to the Dubai Land Department, there will be a separate link. Rest of the amount, every developer and every project has an escrow account.
Yes.
Each project has its own escrow account. So the links are generated from that. They are sent to you. If you are not a resident, you can make an online transfer and send the proof of transfer to the developer's finance team. Now, the second point is, if you have a ready property that you want to buy, then you have to either come to Dubai or you have to assign a power of attorney to a person who can represent you and make the payments on your behalf. There are subsequent steps to be taken which are quite elaborate, and I think if you have a qualified person who's handling this, a qualified agent, they would be very competent enough to guide you and tell you how to go about it.
Your fourth question is, can the landlord deduct money for the wear and tear from the tenant's security deposit?
That's right up your alley.
Yes.
That's right up your alley.
So as per the tenancy contract and agreement with the tenant and the owner, a subsequent amount is agreed between both of them, and once the property is handed over, it should be handed over in the condition it was given to the tenant firstly. If there is any major damages, for example, the painting is destroyed or anything as such, the owner has the authority to deduct the security deposit. If there's no damage and the apartment is handed over as it was, he cannot deduct any security deposit.
Well, I think it's pretty simple. The first step is for at the time when the property is being taken by the tenant, it is recorded, whatever the property is, whatever the condition it has been given in, it's recorded. And at the time when the property is given back to the landlord, it should be in the same condition as the property was acquired by the tenant. The second point is there is a process called FWT, which is fair wear and tear. So anything which is minor scratches, minor things which falls into that category, the landlord should ideally not deduct anything from the tenant on that. Everything else, if there is a major damage, if there is a damage to the furniture and fixtures, fixtures may include the air conditioning units, plumbing, other stuff that is permanently a part of the fixture of the property, then the landlord has the right to deduct from the security deposit to rectify that defect.
Right. Your fifth question is, can the landlord evict the tenant without serving the 12-month notice?
As per Dubai Land Department rules and regulations, the landlord should serve a 12-month notice to the tenant. However, if the landlord and the tenant mutually agree, the tenant agrees to vacate earlier, he may do so.
There's one very important point to be considered here.
Yeah.
At the time, if for example the landlord says that I want to sell this property, and he gives a vacating notice to the tenant for 1 year, then the landlord after the vacating the property cannot re-rent it, cannot
Yes,
lease it
exactly.
again for a period of 2 years.
Yes.
And if the tenant who has vacated the property comes to know that the property has again been leased out, then he has the full right to reclaim his amount of the tenancy and the amount he had to spend to acquire a new property from the previous landlord. So that is very important and that has to be considered by landlords, and they should get into the full detail of how this complete process is supposed to be done, because there are a lot of instances we have seen where people want to increase the rent,
Yes,
the
and they
owners
give the
want to increase the
notice.
rent,
Yes.
and they give the eviction notice, and later on they try and re-rent the property, and if the tenant wishes, they can file a case against them, and it can actually lead to more financial burden on the landlords.
Your sixth question, who is responsible for the maintenance of a unit, the landlord or a tenant?
As per tenancy contract between the owner and the tenant, there will be a mutual amount that would be agreed between both of them. Once the tenancy contract is signed, anything below that amount would be borne by the tenant, and any major damages in the unit, as in, for example, the AC, plumbing, any leakage in the apartment, that would be borne by the landlord. Anything that you would like to add?
Yeah. So a thumb rule is that previously the amount was ideally speaking 500 dirhams.
Yeah.
For the newer apartment, it can go up to 1,000 dirhams.
Yes.
For
Villas, it's
villas and townhouses, it goes from 1,500 to 2,000 dirhams.
Yes.
And those are not fixed numbers.
Yes.
That can be agreed between the tenant and the landlord. However, whatever amount has been agreed, anything which is less or equal has to be borne by the tenant. Anything over and above has to be borne by the landlord. Also, plumbing, air conditioning, and general fixtures, that is the responsibility of the landlord. And in most of the cases for newer properties, the landlord can reach out to the developer to rectify that
You
as
get
well,
1 year free once
because
the
you have
property is handed over.
the first year is free for minor maintenances.
Yes.
For the warranty period, it extends from to up to 5 years. So majority of the air conditioning and plumbing is verified for 5 years and it's secured for 5 years.
Seventh question. Why is it important to have a property portfolio?
So Asim is the
No,
best,
no,
best person. No, no, no.
I would like you to give it a try.
No, I think you're the best person to
Okay.
answer that.
Uh, when you want to make an investment, it's a process which is not a short term process. It's a detailed process which can start from year 0 or year 1 and can go up to a decade. So during that time, the investments have to be structured and they have to be maintained, and then you have to buy, sell, lease your investments and manage them. The best way to do it is to have a structured approach towards it. That's the reason you need to have a property portfolio made for you. You need to have experienced brokers in the market. You need to reach out to them. There are a lot of them here in Dubai, and you need to reach out to them. You need to discuss what you want to achieve at the end of the day. You have to decide your own time frame. If you say, I need to get into real estate market and I am looking to invest and then get out of it in about 10 to 15 years, then that journey has to be taken into account, broken down into smaller segments, and then your portfolio starts to develop and being managed. So developing a portfolio is as important as maintaining the portfolio and getting your money's worth out of it. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Thank you all for watching. If you have any more questions, please comment below or reach out to us. We are more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.
Thank you.